Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Men and Monster. We had some things happen off screen, but we will bring everyone up to speed, and apologies for the late start. So, Jay, do you want to take it away?
Yes.
Yes,
And
tell
my
us what you did.
What I did? Well, a couple of episodes back, it was revealed that in a stasis chamber on the station, there was apparently an Inquisitor locked away.
Technically, that was last episode.
Technically,
That's
last
Two episodes
Two
ago.
episodes ago.
2 episodes
Two?
ago. Yeah.
We found out.
I thought the door opened that wall before. Oh, never mind. Memory.
What happened was that off screen, the Magels they had picked up from the planet, together with acolyte Felicia Albor, freed him, set up a decoy as to stop any future investigations, and smuggled him on board of the Storm Shield, where, with the help of the team's elite psyker of Krigor, he managed to get into the direct conversation with Magness without attracting the attention of any of the Emperor's knights on board. They agreed to an uneasy alliance where the Inquisitor Megera was allowed to stay hidden on board the Storm Shield. Ulfthane was to remain on the ship as well, but where Inquisitor Magness Bloodstone also revoked most of the privileges that Ulfthane and Felicia had.
Ooh, you're both going on the carpet.
Yep.
Also, gear-wise, as a token of appreciation and also perhaps recompense, he has given Inquisitor Bloodstone, maybe partially even as a token of friendship or allegiance, an icon of the just. And has claimed that if it were necessary, he would be able to convince his allies to move against the Lord Inquisitor, and perhaps even if they were able to locate some of his former strongholds, might supply the party with more equipment. If everything truly went bonkers,
Which most certainly will happen, given us.
Inquisitor Magness is to flee and seek contact with Lord Inquisitor Theodor Karamazov.
Right, I totally forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Can we really not go to Eisenhorn? Or better yet, Cluso?
No, he's more referencing that, okay, one, apparently Elzak has allegiance to Karamazov. Two, Karamazov is pretty much the only Inquisitor that you would know has maybe enough forces or otherwise the arrogance and ego to acquire more forces to actually be able to fight off Alecto in a head-on battle.
True, Karamazov is pretty, don't you say it? He's not really subtle, is he?
Who needs subtlety when the problem is a neon sign?
The thing is, yeah, a bit of out of character knowledge about Karamazov. Karamazov has exterminated entire planets for wasting his time.
You better
Basically,
confirm
there
that
was-
call.
Basically, there were rumors of heresy on the planet, and even if there was no heresy found, he will exterminate the planet for the crime of wasting an Inquisitor's time.
I'll show you know just to be sure.
Sometimes he probably did get a cult. But not often.
He has a confirmed kill count of billions of potential witches and heretics.
Yes.
Well, the God Emperor will know his own.
True.
Indeed.
So, as the Inquisitor gets into his hidey hole in Magness's office, I believe Felicia and Ulftane have just left. Magness would microbead the officer who's in charge of our prison, our prison cells, and he'd probably allow Felicia, the Magos, and Ulftane to hear this. You were to acolyte Felicia, the tech priest of the Magos Juris, and Ulftane. You are all to be placed in prison. Your equipment will be removed and it will be placed in a secure chamber until we can verify if you can be trusted. I believe this action is only just called for. If you do not object, if you do not force my hand, I give you my word as a knight of Indomitus that you will not be harmed. But for now, you will be imprisoned.
This is a secure line, right?
Nope, that would be a line to the captain of armsmen, whoever's in charge of our security. Essentially, I believe it's Latilla's second in command.
The Silver Shield guy.
Yes,
Ted.
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 And it would be made open to the Magos and to Felicia and to Ulftane. If they do not resist, they will just be housed until I can deal with them. And hopefully that will be quite soon. He will then send a comm to Sister Sarah and my second in command, Latilla, and tell them to drop what they're doing, wake the fuck up if this is nighttime, and get to my office immediately. Things have happened.
Felicia isn't going to resist.
Have you told them to get there covertly?
For Latilla and Sarah, no. They as quickly as possible.
The arrests, are those to be made covertly?
I would like, if everyone complies, this is the way I'd like it to go, that the armsman, for example, the Magos, for him, I would expect him to stop what he's doing, wait for the armsman to come. The armsman would say, come with us. If he complies, then they should treat them with respect, they're not to be manhandled or pushed or beaten.
Yeah, but are they subtle about taking us to the brig, or
No.
is it like we've got the full? You guys have got guns pointed around you.
If it is Ted who's making the arrests, he's probably being discreet because Little would prefer things to be discreet. At least that's what she would have told Ted.
Okay.
Because there is no reason to make a kerfuffle in the entire ship, because why the fuck are they?
In
Yeah,
that
you're
case,
making a show.
in that case, you've all split up. Ulftane's headed somewhere. The Magos is probably still somewhere in the hold. One of the more elite guardsmen approaches you. The ones with the halberds. It's like, ma'am, could you please follow me?
Very well.
You'll notice that he tries to basically make it look as if he's having a conversation about his halberd every time one of those fake Astartes walks by. Because those are still on the ship. If possible, I would like you to either roll for a logic or a deceive test. You go full into the logic, so basically make it really sound as if you're trying to explain everything about the man's weapon to the man. And none of the fake Astartes appear to be paying much attention to you after they basically just overhear that. Some of them do look skeptical while you're walking next to a guard, but they don't pay you much more attention. You'll meet with Ulfthane and the Magos near the cell block. They're not treating you badly. Hell, they even say that if you want to be together in the same cell, sure, we'll allow it.
What kind of guards are those? We should fire them.
They know full
immediately.
well if I was dedicated to escaping, they got no way of stopping me.
Still, that we should fire those
In
guards.
fact,
I'm
they got
just
no way
saying.
of stopping Ulftain.
They've been told by the chief of security to basically keep it as secure as possible, and if they do not resist, treat them as if they still had all their privileges.
Still say that we should fire them.
The Magos will also inform you that he has set basically all the servitors and subroutines, and that the engine seals of the ship can still command them.
Yep.
He also very, very annoyed hands his omniscient axe to the guards. It's like, ugh.
And throughout all this, Felicia has her head held high. She does not feel any regret.
Yeah. So, back to Magness's office.
Magness has a large glass filled with Amasec. He is... Let me just check. I don't want to have to smoke one of the tainted cigars. I believe I still have one left.
We've been flying for 2 years. If Latella's not made any, I'm going to be amazed.
No, I have low sticks, but a cigar is a
Oh.
completely different thing. A cigar is something you have to have the lead. It's like low sticks are just chemicals that they put together and make. It's
Latilla does make not holy
Sanctified
per se,
cigars.
but she does make sanctified cigars. She does
I
enjoy
have a cigar. I have a cigar. An actual cigar from the rogue trader. Ah, it
It's
is
a
gone.
chaos tainted cigar.
No, it's not actually. No, it's not.
I'm sorry. It's
Oh,
not
actually,
tainted.
it could be Xenos tainted. This is not one of the special ones, but my last cigar is gone.
Oh, I really do hope you have burned those ones.
No, he's still got them. He's still got them. They're locked away somewhere safe for one day when he needs them.
For a special occasion.
For that special heretic that just needs a bit of sanctifiedness. When you enter, Magness he's got his cigar in his hand. He's got his hand wrapped around this large drink. He looks tired, and just the lines on his face are far more pronounced. Latilla would notice this as the time when Magness took off his mask and was like, I can't always be this person who's going to raise morale and try and work with. He looks truly defeated at this moment as you come in.
Magnus, what happened? Did inform me that some arrests were being made, but what has happened?
Sit down, please. This is difficult. My paranoia has been confirmed. Brother, Felicia has betrayed us. She has gone behind our backs and acted and subverted my orders. And now our hand must be played.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
She has acted with the tech priest from the Magos Juris and decided that, against my orders, she should release its captive. and then smuggled him aboard my vessel. It is by the throne it was. It was only
Magna
thanks
is here?
in due time. It is only thanks to Ulftane that this conspiracy has seen the light of day. The man in question has been aboard my vessel for a few weeks now, if I am to be informed correctly. The Magos and Felicia have lied to my face. This is treason, as far as I see it. We can no longer buy for time with the Lord Inquisitor. We will have to act.
It's too early. We're not ready, Magnus, and you know it.
Magnus is actually shaking. Like, his hands are trembling as he holds, which is probably more noticeable because he's got this cigar in his hand. I am well aware of that. I will be taking actions, and I hope that our new forced ally will be able to answer some of your questions. Inquisitor, would you like to meet my loyal acolytes? And you explain to them how we are supposed to get out of this shit show that we have been landed in. Because I still do not believe that the Lord Inquisitor will not investigate your imprisonment.
If Tiger ever learns about this, there's gonna be hell.
Indeed.
We're on his ship.
Currently, you're still on the storm shield.
Yeah, we've not
Oh,
transferred over yet.
Yeah, no, we're still on the storm
That's
shield.
the big thing.
We have
This
a
is
week.
law.
Latoya is currently massaging her forehead and like, I think the one word that describes the situation is fuck and shit hit the fan.
Say language, sister, but
Do you let Elzak out of the hiding hole?
Yes.
Okay. He steps out. He looks quite surprised, actually, that there's two Sisters of Battle sitting there.
Oh, Magness, did you revoke all of their credentials?
Yes, I've had them imprisoned until I can ascertain whether or not I can allow them to remain.
Well, this is technically high treason. Going behind the back of not only an Inquisitor, but a, well, supposedly friend of many years now.
And what of the, you know what?
Well, can you describe Elzak to me?
Large, tall man. Currently doesn't have his helmet on. He has it on his in the hand with his shield. He's currently in large black power armor with adamantium chains, a lot of silver filigree. He has a shield with most definitively power generators in even more silver filigree, and quite a large hammer, which even to you makes you feel kind of just you don't want to be near that hammer, with even more silver filigree, and everything is just covered in purity seals. Not to mention he has an incense burner on his back, as well as a mechadendrite also peeking over his shoulder, with a what appears to be a las pistol on it, and on the arm with his that he has his hammer in. You can also clearly see he has a bolter mounted to it.
Magnus, What their fate is going to be. If it depended on me, it wouldn't be nice. But out of respect, maybe we should allow Felicia and Oathtain to stay alive. But this is over, and if we are all alive,
I am surprised they are more puritanical than you are, sisters.
I really do hope they are booted off this ship and they are to never set foot near us ever again. Don't get me wrong.
The old man is going to drink himself to death.
Do not speak harshly on Oathtain's behalf. I may have acted rashly in imprisoning him. The more I think upon it, it was only once he was informed that I found out. If it was not for his loyalty to me, this heresy could have gone on for longer. I should release him.
Are you telling me that as soon as Oathtain was informed of this ploy, you were informed?
If Felicia is to be believed, that is what she said, and the old man did microbead me, and then opened up one of his damn gates in my office. Perhaps I was too harsh on him.
Oh,
I believe you do not understand the extent of loyalty they have to you, especially the tech priest.
Damn it, this was not what we agreed upon.
Forgive me, Inquisitor Elzak, but when someone who's supposed to be your friend of over 3 years goes behind your back and does something that you told them not to, that counts as treason.
If they are willing to do everything in their power to save you from what they believe to be destroying you, that is what I call loyalty.
Well,
Except from she was proven wrong. My loyalty to the God Emperor is steadfast as it always has been.
you know it was
And
never
that is
about
what
the
hurts the
Emperor.
most.
To me, what hurts the most is the break of trust. Once that's gone, it can never come back.
Yes, break of trust. I know a few things about that. But back to something else at hand. Why are you two in service of this Lord Inquisitor?
They are not. I pledged my fealty to them, to the Lord Inquisitor alone. It was my deception. My acolytes have only ever accepted to work with me. I have never asked them to pledge their loyalty, but I did give them the choice to leave.
Inquisitor Magness has pulled our asses out of the fire more than once, Elzak, and, well, let's say my loyalty and trust is with him. And if the Lord Inquisitor is indeed a heretic, we are more than willing to help pull Magnus out of the fire when the time arrives.
You're not their sister. He may not be a heretic, but he's certainly a madman.
Oh, the man is most certainly mad and a heretic. He directly wishes to emulate everything that the Emperor did during the lead up to the Horus Heresy.
Wait, what?
He is quite literally, in his actions, pretending to be as the Emperor. I have been informed that his creations have come to fruition. Have you not seen them?
I assume you're talking about the First Legion.
And more or less, yes, that too. More his sons.
Have you seen what he did?
The
Do you know
man,
what he's trying to do now?
I do not know the full extent of what he believes to be the truth that he follows. I do not even fully know where he gets his information from.
Oh, I know where. From the
Let me
son
guess.
of the Emperor himself.
Let me guess. Lorgar.
Possibly. Or whatever's left of Logar.
I do not know what the man is planning. I do know that he has been alive for longer than even the most extensive rejuvenative treatments should have allowed it for.
Magness, should we just tell him?
Why not? We have little to keep from our new ally here.
Lecto is planning to bring Logar back into Materium. He is planning to bind the Primorc's soul into a mechanical construct.
To what purpose?
That I do not know. But
I know how Electo thinks. That alone would not be his end goal. If he is attempting to bring a Primarch to his side, then I fear what his actual endgame would be.
well, he did say that he did speak of this primordial truth. That the Emperor was mistaken in the Imperial truth. He did speak of how not all War-born entities were malevolent in nature, but madness.
I believe. Do you wish to know how long I have known that this man has at least been alive?
Well, he's about 200 to 300 years from what I figured.
200 to 300 years.
Possibly
Regular
more.
Imperial rejuvenants, though extensive, could bring you to that, no. No, this man is much older than that.
How much older?
The man is at least 2 millennia old.
What?
Totally still messaging in her head, and then she just looks at Magnus. This keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Seemingly, yeah. Seemingly. So, Lord Electo has in his possession a piece of... And this is where I wish Felicia were here. You can see Magnus gets really angry for a moment before it kind of... He has in his possession a piece of archaeotech or xenose equipment or an Imperial abomination of his version, I guess, of a golden throne. It is possible, although I have not experienced that particular part of it, but it is possible that that device in some way has prolonged his life.
Perhaps as an indirect consequence, I do not know. One thing I will tell you. Last time I declared him excommunicate traitoris, we brought him to his knees.
Last time? The fuck are you telling me? You could have killed him before and you let... I am...
We
When was that?
tried 200 years ago. For as long as I have been in stasis. And at the end of the conflict, I was captured and placed in stasis. For he could not destroy me.
One second now. So, he does have ties with this Magos Juris organization, considering inquisitorial access was denied to that facility.
Perhaps specific heads of their organization at one point. I do not know more. I was more focused on the direct effort of bringing him down. When that blasted harpy of his struck me down from behind.
Wait, his wife? You got knocked out by his wife?
I had the man on his knees. And out of nowhere, so was I.
Blood of sanguineous. This just keeps getting better and better.
What is your current objective? I might be able to elaborate his plans from those.
We were supposed to protect the construct.
And we are to attack a Necron tomb world and acquire a piece of their technology for the Lord Inquisitor's plan.
What
Dome.
kind of technology?
A Dolmen Gate. If memory
You see Elzac's eyes widen slightly.
What does it
I've-
do?
Have you ever encountered a species known as the Eldar?
Well, we've encountered some form of it.
We
I
met their
believe.
beta class.
I met at the
close enough.
recovery.
They were full of spikes and
They travel not through the wall, but they're through something called the webway. This webway has gates all over the galaxy. It essentially allows them to travel through this, travel fast and light without using the warp. These dormant gates allow you to break into this network.
so Electo wants to utilize this webway to presumably go somewhere.
By the throne, no. There would... I want, Inquisitor. Have the Eldar ever attacked the Sol system? Do they have these webway gates in the solar system? Or, sorry, the solar system? Where Terra is. Segmentum
it's-
Solar?
Sol system.
Oh, it's a
the
Sol
Sol
system.
I think.
The last records we managed to steal from Electo before our defeat. To perhaps what remnants we had left. He believed there was one on Terra itself, if not at least on Luna.
Why would you bring back a Primarch that was belittled by his father, thrown down and made to repent for his actions? Why would Lorgar come back? Not to seek redemption. He plans to attack Terra.
That makes
Most
Wait.
likely.
If he brought Logar into the Imperium, his legion would surely follow. The traitor legion on the gates of Terra.
Along with another 18 legions of Proto-Astartes. Well,
Damn it.
17. 16 if we get Gregorius on our side. That's if we can somehow sway the First Legion to our cause.
Seeing as they were,
Tiger is...
seeing as how Tiger was technically given to you by him, I think it would be much easier for them to backstab us than to actually be swayed into our favor.
Not to mention, so far what I've heard of this tiger figure makes me believe he is one of Electo's creations, one of his sons, as he calls them.
Wait, so he's like Electo's version of a Primarch?
Yes.
We need their strength.
How likely would it be for us to... The biggest problem right now is that Tiger will most likely want to check the vault. And now that you're out of the vault, I don't think any decoy would last very long. So we have... So our hours are numbered.
Perhaps. If it comes to that, I will face them myself.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Hello.
You're our only hope at the moment, because we are so far in the shit that even the God Emperor himself is trying to shine light on us. Face them ourselves. What, you're gonna face 200,000 fucking men? Even I'm not so arrogant. But I do
did not
have
say I
faith.
would survive.
Oh, what, and leave us stuck in the shit? I think not. I will not allow it. I will not stand back and do nothing.
Sure.
He just rubs his thumb and index finger like there's some oh god.
Right.
I'll reach out to the only people I can. I'll order. Magness has a little smile. I know some people who need to redeem their honor in the eyes of the Imperium. I'll reach out to the Ordo what were they called again?
Mechanicum.
No.
Mechanical.
No, not just the Mechanicum. We are going to go to the Questoris. I will order House Domitus to march. I will order as many knight houses that are loyal to House Indomitus to march. If I have to, I will order whoever needs to march into this frickin' system. I am not going to be played by this.
Inquisitor, we have an incoming communique from your astropath.
And what is his message?
The astropath claims he has a message from a fellow Inquisitor by the name of Gregorius Nominus.
And the message is?
And he requests that a small portion of his forces be allowed to join up with ours.
Do you think Gregorius could sell us out?
Why would part of his legion... Wait. Inquisitor, you said he was trying to replay the Horus Heresy? As in, he would... No.
He would not attempt to replay it entirely, but he would attempt
Who
to
controlled the 17th Legion?
Lorgar Aurelian.
I think I have an idea. How much does Magness know about Istan 5? Does he know about the purging of the legions?
No.
Right, I'm going to roll Horus Heresy. Hope. Magness is thinking Horus Heresy, he's thinking traitors, he's thinking of ways of loyalists. Please! No!
Yeah, the only person you got who's got it and got a good chance of rolling, it's locked up. It's painful.
You know what? Back in the day when I was first making Sarah, she had that lore.
Didn't you get Horus Heresy because you
I
were
have
there?
no
watching-
takes on it.
Yeah, can't you roll it with -20?
I'm going to use a fate by the
I
God
mean,
Emperor
if GM lets me.
and the Omnisire. Please, I need a 1. I need a fucking
so-
1 now. Look, it's a single. It's a
Wow, he
Nice!
passed.
yes.
Yes. Also, I was just gonna say that
Nice.
It's not a 1.
you see, I thought we got it as like an untrained, like we could roll it with the -20 for not knowing it.
Anyways,
Because Magness got it.
anyways,
Do I-
Magnus, what you quickly just grab a book from like the bookshelf behind you and just slam it open like betrayed the Legion, purge the loyalists.
We have to find the loyalists immediately. I need to get in contact with... Wait, no. This could go bad for us. Inquisitor, you were to take my ship, its crew, minus the Astartes. You were to meet up with the... No, that won't work. We'll have...
I do not believe that he's attempting to recreate the heresy itself, but more likely to create the Imperium military forces as they were before.
There are
the Civil
loyalists.
War.
We must... If he wants this to play out as it should, if he's looking for that, then he knows the purge will happen. He knows he needs to look into his own forces. If we can beat him to it, we jump a couple of pages. The difficulty with this is gonna be finding the loyalists. Now, if a group of Gregorius's legion are coming here, Lorgar's legion, what's the betting to say that they don't agree with the Lord Inquisitor?
But didn't, historically speaking, all of the ward bearers fell?
Sarah, I'm grasping at straws, but we need to find and acquire ourselves enough power. I highly doubt us sending out word across the Imperium is gonna be enough. He has an entire fleet. God, by the throne, why did Felicia have to... The Lord Inquisitor has an extremely rare ship. There's, what, maybe a handful of them?
I never expected to be playing a role of the War Master, that's for sure.
We're not. Remember, we are looking for loyalists to the God Emperor here. We are not looking to destroy the Imperium.
Either way, we're replaying these events, if in a different context and a different scale.
Well, at least this time, there are also Necrons here.
Magnus sends... How far away are these other ships?
They claim to be. This is basically just more a message like, okay, they are coming, and then basically I've got them close enough that you can't really refuse them joining up. As in, they're currently in warp transit towards the system you're in.
Okay, so within a week, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, kind of that. Like, I can probably delay us, because we're meant to, in a week, we're meant to move over to the Tiger ship. And then our ship carries on with its, it stays in the main fleet. So we've got 1 week there. We can get 2 weeks of far-arsing around.
Inquisitor Magara, would it help if you could examine the construct we mentioned?
Perhaps.
It said it was made of many different things, and it did list a quite substantial list of people who would want to get their hands on it. If I recall, there was something about the Wraithbone.
and a human soul being placed in it as well.
Something. I think I may be misremembering, but it may have mentioned something called necrodermis too.
That is the material the Necrons are made of.
Yeah, I'm pretty
It's
sure that.
self-repairing metal.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
so
sure
that's why
one
they
there.
keep coming up every time you strike them down.
Magness opens his locked, like you hear a of a lock being. He opens his drawer, pulls out a Necron head, places it on the thing. So this thing repairs itself?
Magness, what the hell?
Well, I
Pick
wanted
up
it for
the size.
experimentation, to be honest. They were so durable, I figured I'd like to know what weapons work best against them.
Please tell me they can regrow their whole bodies. Please tell me they can regrow their whole bodies.
If sufficiently destroyed, it will take them decennia to do so, at the very least.
He puts it
But
back in his...
technically, they could always regrow it themselves, if the materials of their bodies are still available.
He puts it back in his... It is cupboard. It is drawer. Locks it. Well, I highly doubt there's any necrodermis in there, except from the head, so... And possibly within a few days it'll be in pieces. I wish to know if my troops should be equipped with las or projectile or melter, flamer. Is the best way to find out. I will give you permission to take Felicia out of captivity if you need her assistance. If you need the Magos Juris, however, I'll need to think on that after I ask him some questions. But of course, you can see the synthesis, whatever the fuck it was, number it was, by all means. If it'll give you a better grasp upon the Lord Inquisitor's, well, how far his operation has come. This is a very, very far back one.
I fear, actually, that we may be in his endgame.
Well, I don't remember knights coming to attack any fleets during what I know from the Heresy, so perhaps we can change it as much as possible. Inquisitor, is there anything you can actually do that could aid us in this time? I would be willing to order the Storm Shield to leave with certain personnel, if need be. The sisters and I will have more than our hands filled, trying to install the God Emperor's righteous glory into these proto-Astartes. See which ones take to it and which ones don't.
Being honest,
Perhaps not all of my strongholds have been discovered or pillaged.
to be honest, I feel as if we should take whoever we can trust, head towards the Tiger ship, and bide our time. If Elzak here leaves with aboard our ship and get us enough force to, well, wage war, it would make our odds a lot better. And besides, while we're occupied down there, we could, like you said, Magness, find out if there are any loyalists among these troops.
I wish to do that before we engage. At
And
the
if
end of the
not-
day, Sister Attila. And Magnus really, he's looking you in the eyes, just, this is almost a plead. We are going into war. We are going to take heavy losses. I would hate to find that we had thrown all of the loyalists onto the front line. If we can, we will find out who are loyal and who are not. We will look but we will not ask directly. We will do what we do best, and preach the God Emperor's greatness to the men.
I suppose it's good that I did not burn like tissue even at it just yet.
And then we will use against my... We will use the fact that they are an honorable, noble lot, and we will install the honor of going in first. To the traders, I'm not quite sure how we're... To the loyalists of Electo. They can be the front of our assault. Seems more sense to me.
I agree.
In the end, we don't have to win. We just have to stop him, or even just delay him.
And if we do find out who are those that are loyal to the God Emperor and who are those that are loyal to Electo, while we are down there in the planet, we can sabotage the heretics.
We
And
must be
can make-
prepared for one thing. And when we move, he will declare us excommunicate traitors.
I
The
know.
Inquisition, or at least the part of it Electo holds sway over, will be against us. I don't know if the rest will just sit and watch.
And their allies, sister. Remember how many Inquisitors were in that room. Their allies do not need to know the whole truth, but they will still be more than happy to hunt down a traitor. And I am more so worried that it is going to take us a year to get, roughly a year anyway. The warp is kind, maybe less, but to get there and then to get back, that's a long time to not have anyone investigate that station. So Magness then turns his gaze to the Inquisitor. I truly do pray to the God Emperor that your deception is not seen through, for all of our sakes. For it will be the end of us if we come back into the Lord Inquisitor's system, surrounded by his fleet.
Then I shall pray as well.
Here's hoping the Emperor's not busy and I can listen.
Like I've always said, sister, I truly believe the God Emperor has gazed on me more than a few times, and has sped me on this path. I hope he continues.
Yeah, let's just hope he likes this channel. I'd hate for him to lose interest in you now.
Pessimism now, sister? After all these years? That does not suit you. We all have some
Apologies. Perhaps my influence. Apologies for that.
Hardly. I do think that it has become to take hold. You probably know that I am one such as you, although not as strong as you.
Oh,
Have you not felt it? Can we not feel each other's influence?
Giggity.
Only partially, and I have an inhibitor currently on.
Ah. What? I look at Utla, she goes, what?
I'm sorry, what?
You
Out of
giggle.
character, what?
Please
you
do,
giggle.
You little giggle.
please do not ask him to.
The giggle was out of character, sorry.
I assumed it was in character.
Take character now.
Please do not ask him to remove the device that he. Sister Sarah, since my.
Magness, I wouldn't. I do remember.
Oh no. If you ever become as powerful as him, if you ever remove your limiter around me, I will be most most unhappy, and I would appreciate it if you did not do it again in such close proximity. I have only recently-ish been awoken to this whole nonsense, and it is quite the, well, it's quite the nuisance, considering the Lord Inquisitor can name me a heretic psyker as well, now, can't he?
Well, you still have an all to keep you in line.
True, true. I would ask both of you, my acolytes, to question Felicia, to find out why she did this, why she did not come to either of you. I truly feel she has betrayed all of us by not coming to us. But I will leave it to you.
I think we all know why at this point, don't we? She feels as if we've been taking too many liberties.
I will confess, myself and Felicia have discussed possible plans of actions, although those were only plans of gathering incriminating material on Lord there. I was never supposed to go that far.
And Lord who? Sorry, out of character, I didn't hear.
Lord Inquisitor, I'm talking about Lecto.
Yeah, when you had like a bit of a breathe, your Inquisitor
sorry.
completely vanished. It went,
Sun glow stop.
yeah.
You inhaled some smoke from Magness's cigar.
Dude, that is the worst feeling
It is.
ever.
It can be quite bad.
I mean, secondhand smoke, that's when it's... Anyway.
Yeah, I hate that. I've had to deal with it for
Yeah,
years.
The fucking worst.
Well, to be honest, sister, you should know by now that I don't trust almost no one. I didn't trust Electa from the beginning, but
That's because you truly trust no one.
I do trust very few people. And count you and Magness among them.
I will admit, I have been overcome multiple times by the awe of what I have been seeing. If that is the reason my acolyte would turn against me, then the actions were still too... well. I want both of you to talk to her and see if you come up with a better decision. But she informed me she was only too willing to betray me again. At this time, I cannot allow someone like that to have free roam over my equipment, my health. I have two physicians. Attila is one and she was the other. That is a level of trust that is incomparable. On top of that, with my equipment, I wish you two to speak to her. Because if it is only up to me, I cannot allow her to remain. She must either be imprisoned or removed. And I do not wish for that, but I do not see any other options. And I have done it to too many good men on the battlefield before. I do not wish to do that again.
I'll do it. Pains me to say so, Magnus. Maybe we
Please
should.
don't
let-
ask her questions with scalpels.
Don't worry, sister. I'll let you ask the questions. But what I think is to maintain a level of... well, to maintain this farce, we'll have to hold for some time now because of her. I think we should maybe let her out. Peg already knows that we don't fully trust her, so the closer to the truth the lie is, the better it is. I think we should allow her to keep helping us And when this is all over, if we are all still alive, I think we should part ways with her. Although she broke our trust, and frankly, I will never trust her ever again. I don't think she's evil at heart.
When you really think about it, we really could have been very alike. I mean, in her position, would you put your allegiance to the sisterhood before that of us?
Well, if it were the same situation, sister, I would not go behind Magnus's back. I would confront him. Like she should have done, instead of behind his back. Not done the same.
The fact is, her knowledge and what she knows about us and what is going on is invaluable. For us to acquire another tech priest and bring them up to speed would be asking for calamity.
Yeah, that would be an unreasonable request. Well, it's better to keep the devil you know closer.
But I will be questioning the Magos. I will need to inform him of a few things.
If by the end of this you want to throw the Magus into a sun, I'll be right there behind you, Magness, but that is still your call.
That'll be one of his choices.
I don't suppose we could sway that crazy orc to our side, can we?
Magnus looks at you with disgust. Like, real the fuck? We have not fallen so far.
Yes. We will need all the help we can get.
It's when my homeworld tells me to fuck off, that's when I'm like, right, fine, we'll go to the fucking orcs then. God, no one helps me.
To be honest, Magnus, I do know you loathe this possibility. Those orcs do enjoy big fights. They do enjoy fighting. So why not pit one enemy against the other? They're also a valid option.
Should we just go back to that demon world and see what scum and filth wants to come for a good fight? I mean, have we fallen that far? I seriously hope not. Although,
Fair enough.
Well, I guess if we fail and we're still alive, won't have a lot of options left.
Natalia will grab her hair, caress a little bit of it, and she just will look at it and say, "Oh, Magnus, I don't know what you felt with Sergeant Crown."
nothing good, actually. Although I do feel a slight bit of deja vu, almost.
Well, let's go free that trader then. And make sure she works for us until we part ways. And, well, I guess we should give this ship to Elzak and tell him to go grab more troops, shouldn't we?
Well, the Emperor we trust, I suppose.
Magnus raises his glass to that, and then just necks the rest. There was a good, 3 fingers, just gone. Just, yes.
Oh boy.
I suppose we should go talk with Felicia. You know where to find me. Then I will head off towards the holding cells.
Oh, Magness. I feel like I'm 9 years old again. Dealing with shit that I was not supposed to deal with, but let's make sure we get through this, shall we?
Magnus kind of has a pondering look on his face, and a little smile appears. And when I was around 9, I was still living in luxury and pretending to be a soldier, listening to stories from my great-grandfather.
Is Elzak still in the room?
Yeah, he hides in a hidey hole in my office.
Yeah, then I will not tell the tale of when I was young, but yeah, I wish my childhood was that easy. Or that fun. Oh, Magnus? If you excuse me, I'll go grab myself a bottle of them in a sec. Some more cigars, and I'll go join with Sister Sarah.
By all means.
If you need me, you know where to find me.
Once they leave, Magnus just looks at the Inquisitor, and you have doomed my world if this fails. Make yourself comfortable. Magnus kind of gestures to the drinks and to the chairs and the books, and then he just locks his office's door. And I'll chat to the other people later.
Alright. Alright, do we move on?
Can Magnus listen in to the cells? He not just so he knows what's going on.
Sure. You guys want to do that in character, or do we just skip past and she tells you everything she knows?
I mean, I would like to do it in character, if that's okay.
Alright.
To be honest, Latilla will join Sarah, but she will not speak anything. She will just listen for the better part, so... I'll be there, silently watching.
Also, they will be ordered that they can let Ulftane out.
Ulftane's asleep in his.
Of course he is.
As he wakes up, tell him to get out of there and go, I don't know, get more booze from the cantina. And I know.
Hey, afterwards I'm gonna take another nap.
Huh?
I can't do Duke's voice, I just can't.
Yeah, Duka's voice is
Yeah,
unique to
very-
Duka.
Tuka's voice is indeed unique.
Well, Felicia, I have not expected to ever meet like this. What happened?
I saw no other option, and when an opportunity came for me to make a better future, I took it.
This wasn't part of the plan, Felicia.
I had no idea a plan existed.
You pitched the plan yourself. We were supposed to
We
gather
discussed
evidence.
once. You didn't talk to me again for over a year about that plan. I assumed you'd forgotten about it.
I have not. Oh, I'm surprised you would. You had fire in your, well, eyes when you saw Inquisitor Magra for the first time. You yourself called him a heretic, and yet you let him out. I just don't see a rhyme nor reason here.
The things that the fool could summon, and his order. We are not equipped to deal with the monsters like those are from the planet. He is. I may not like that he has had a mechadendrite, but since he seems to lack any crude control system, there's only one possible explanation for it.
What was the Mechanicus doing?
A
Oh.
trap. However, is the best time to catch a man, but when he goes in for surgery. He can go to sleep one moment, then the next thing he knows he's in a stasis container.
No, that is not what happened. You forced our hand. We have to make a move too soon. Megra
And I did not know
what we
there
were
was...
trying to do.
Oh?
Do you understand that? He tried to stop Electo 200 years ago. He failed. And now, for all we know, Electo is replaying every single step that led up to the Horus Heresy. Every single one.
Then we can use what information we have to prevent the key events from happening.
Yes. A false hope, but that's all we have. What did you speak of with Megara?
The existence of the Conclave. Warning him that there will be other Inquisitors. Informing him of the synthesis model, and how there are more of them. I did not mention how many specifically, for I refuse to note such things down, and so have already purged it from my memory. The fact that the fool believes he's talking to Lorgar Aurelian.
Now we agree, but you do understand that this is, for all intents and purposes, the declaration of war when the Electo knows out, and he will figure out.
I knew what would happen. That's why I did not inform Magness. Magness did not know. Upon being questioned, Magness is innocent.
It didn't turn out like this, as you know.
That is down to Ulftane's own doing. And his own concern for Magness.
You do realize that.
And were I in this position again, I would go through it all the same.
Yes, he spoke as much. I really hoped it wouldn't come to this. I sincerely did, but it has.
So you're here to pass judgment on me?
Hardly. Let he who be without sin cast the first stone. We're on this together whether we like it or not, and although right now you're caged, this betrayal struck Magness deeper than you would suspect.
As deep as being ignored are my concerns of the abomination. It is not betrayal when you are betrayed first.
Just because we could have ended then and there with one swing of a blade.
No. But I would not have had the doubts that led me down the path that it has.
Do you know what they say? That doubt leads to heresy. If such is true,
I did
well,
not
I
doubt the
suppose we're
Messiah.
all
I doubted
heresy.
your fates. No matter how much you follow your beliefs, you seem all too willing to allow your faith to be shaken. He claims something that is insane.
Felicia,
And what are the words of a madman but idle ramblings?
Felicia, what he said shook the very foundations this Imperium stands on.
And how do you know he is not lying or deluded?
And how do you know he's not speaking the truth? I'm not willing to discard it as an empty ravings of a madman. A sheer madman would not have ascended to the position he has.
You give the tales of the mad too little credit.
And perhaps you give them too much. I do not know what Magness is planning to do with you. But whatever happens, we're going to war. Make of it what you will. But I don't think Magness will ever trust you again.
As would be fitting. I await my fate, and I will take it with a clean conscience. For I know that in the situation I had, with the tools I was given, I have made the best choice that I can.
Oh, I envy your conviction. And Sarah will just leave at this point.
You guys want to skip forward to
I would like to do something with the tech priest of the Magos Juris. I'd like a recording device on me. I'd like to go into Felicia's quarters, and I'd like to grab the xenose blade that she made. The one out of the equipment.
Alright.
I'd like the tech priest to be brought into a questioning chamber. I imagine it's in the penal cells.
I was just going to say, that means you've got to break up a very secure box, because it was locked up. It was arguably locked up just as securely as the Inferno pistol.
Then I take a box in with me.
You know, I wish the raccoon was here. Alas.
Magos.
You wish to see me?
Yes. At this moment in time, I do not wish to go to war with your Ordo or the Mechanicus. I've got good relations with them, and I wish to not tarnish them. You are high-ranking Magos in your order, so I hope you will appreciate the thought that I have put into this. Because of what you know, you will be imprisoned aboard this ship for the duration of, I hope, 3 years. If all goes well in 3 years, this nonsense will be at an end, and you'll be freed. If someone is not as dumb as their actions make them out to be, you may even take a new acolyte with you. We will see about that. If you attempt to escape, even once, if you try to access the ship's security systems or anything at all, I will have you sand-blasted away. I will take your hallowed mechadendrites and other assorted implants, and perhaps I'll have them destroyed forever. I know that would deeply, deeply offend the Mechanicus, and hopefully it will instill a bit of compliance from you.
If you were to destroy my implants, no less than 2 Magos at the very least would declare immediate war upon you.
Oh, at this stage, I am risking my planet, my house, my crew, and those who I hold dearest to me aboard this ship. I am risking everything, so if I fail in this, then it will matter if someone else wants my head. So you will sit in that cell, and you will remember the time that you lied to an Inquisitor, and the reason why you have wasted your time, rather than being an ally. And no, I will not accept any ally who works behind my back. You had your chances,
So
the
be
same
it.
as Felicia. Now, I would like to know... Magness turns on the recording device. I would like to know the Magos Juris. Now, I am of the Order Mechadendrum. What is your view on STC components made out of xenose materials? Are they acceptable within your order?
If it is simply the materials used to make an STC component, those are acceptable. Many Forge Worlds do so en masse.
So it is acceptable to use xenose materials to create a blade, a knife.
Yes.
And is it acceptable to use xenose equipment in other forms? Like, where does the Omnisire draw the line here, I am wondering?
That for each Magos and for each Inquisitor is a different answer. To me, I must be able to commune with a machine spirit within. If there is none, it is heresy.
So, I take it you do not see blades as... I have met tech priests who do, but that is besides the point. Thank you. This has been most useful. Magness turns off the recording device. He then leaves. He'll let the guard put the Magos back in his cell, in his little box. He'll have the cell to Felicia's opened. Her cell door opened. Felicia chucks the listening device. By all means, listen to other Magos' opinions on xenose materials. It was quite enlightening. Shuts the door. I don't want... Out of character, I don't want to lose Felicia. We need someone who has that knowledge. So...
Make in-character decisions.
Well,
All
no,
I can say.
I am making... can I have a Penal Legion explosive collar?
You could most certainly try to acquire one.
It's the only way Magness is going to let someone who has committed a crime anywhere near him at this stage. And I genuinely, out of character, I don't want to lose Felicia. She's a good character, you know, Dylan plays a good character. She's a cornerstone in our group. We lose a massive chunk without her. And Penal Legions are criminals. They have done wrong things. You know,
I was just gonna say, like, as a character thing, like everything I can do except for tech use, and it's only tech use. It can be swapped over to any other character because I'm just knowledge. It's like my laws. You can get all of them on Latilla because we have quite a few of the same aptitudes for laws.
Yeah, but so it's then spending XP in other places. Like, your character's been with us this whole time, has Xenos law if we need Xenos law, has this law, has, you know, you are our tech person. So Magnus will try to get an explosive collar, and he'll give Sarah and Latilla a controller each as well.
I say, I just say, okay, you have one. I'll just say that you have one.
The thing is, I would need it because she's a fucking tech priest, which is the worst fucking... I was going to have a servo skull follow her around, but I was just like, she's just going to tell it to fuck off, and it will fuck off. She's a tech priest. So it will need to, like, the lock on it will
Just
need
a
to be,
reminder,
like,
when you've got
master crafted.
she didn't actually have any major tech priest powers. She was like literally basic tech priest, and you guys never got her promoted, ever.
What do you mean? I made you the engine master of my ship. What kind? You went from nothing to the highest rank on board the ship. I mean,
Yeah, I have codes for the ship. That's it.
oh, not anymore. You don't.
Yeah,
those
you've changed
codes are
all the
like I
codes
say.
now.
Yeah. So do I need to roll to get like I just want the lock master crafted, so she can't just go, yep, tech use, it's off, and do, you know.
It's really hard anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're still the tech brain behind the group. So if there was one person that could escape the color, it would be your character. So it's like, unless there is some way to put the thing on you, and the only way for it to not go boom when it's touched is with another control. But even so,
Just slap more buttons on it. It's fine.
So essentially, the order
or
would
maybe,
come down that
or maybe just maybe make it a rudimentary lock and key thingamajig that you actually need a key. So the tech priest will go like, "What the fuck do I do now?"
Yeah, go low tech.
so yeah. Sometime Magness would have Felicia released. Her orders would be that she is not to be armed until she is on assignment. Her equipment can be locked away in the shuttle.
You know
She
we're
is-
gonna lose that shuttle now, right?
Also,
Yeah,
she'll just
well-
sit in a room. Because you've told her she can't be armed, so she can't leave a room.
no weapons and not like your mechadendrites do not worry me. However, your Omnissire's axe with its powered
I
does
don't have an omniscient axe.
chain axe then. You,
I have a power axe.
Power axe.
Power axe. I've seen the damage. Don't try and bullshit me. I've seen the shit you could do. Magnus treats you as a very deadly opponent. It's not so he would have to. You're not to be armed when near Magnus. Like you cannot have any weapons near me. You're no longer to do any of our healing unless specifically told to, nor equipment. However, you will be given access to cogitators so that you can do research and you can do your works that you need to do for our party. But I'm just saying, man, like I need to be paranoid as fuck now because I don't know what's going to happen. But you would be given orders that you are allowed to carry on. You'll be given essentially a roster of things that you'll need to do each day, and which you'd normally do anyway. But Magnus would then go and send a message to his homeworld of Xenose 3, Xenose 5. He would tell the knightly houses by inquisitorial order you were to march. Your orders at this time are to march in a celebration of a certain person's prestige and power. You are to muster all of your forces to display the might of House Indomida and her allies. So essentially what I want passed through is that even the command of the knights are going to be told you are going there to celebrate and to show off how valuable and how amazing we are and how valuable we are to essentially the Lord Inquisitor. Yeah. Hopefully they'll be able to do something in 2 fucking years. Let's see. They will be told to meet where I was meant to meet Gregorius. I'll then send a message to Gregorius saying, thank you very much. This is a blessing bestowed upon us, upon me by the God Emperor at this time when I am to do battle against the hated Necron race. I hope you are. Your battle went well, and the system that you were ordered to control is under your control, and that the Rycones have been destroyed. I am sending my home knightly order to your system if you do need any help. I would like them to remain in this system until I arrive to meet you, and we can discuss the past, however many years it takes. Do I need to send any more messages? I think that's it. Just home and Gregorius.
Okay. In that case, do you mind if we time to look forward to when your reinforcements arrive from Gregorius' ship that he's sent towards you?
Sure. Just for clarity, will we now be on Tiger's ship?
You'll now be on Tiger's ship, and you could have already ordered the Storm Shield to basically go to the locations that Elzak has marked that his strongholds used to be to try and gather resources or maybe contact former allies.
I'll wait for I'll tell him to wait until we leave system, then he can go. So for one, our ships don't know where he's going. We can't track his telemetry. Whilst we're on Tiger's ship, I do want to patrol the ship, meet the crew, and I want them to think I'm a religious zealot, which I kind of am, but praising the God Emperor, just walking around and going, yes, the God Emperor would smile upon you because of your dutifulness to his Imperium, and you don't need to roleplay all the times I do this. I'll be doing it.
I'm going to say, because it's such a ridiculously large ship that's going to take you a while.
It will.
So you'll still be doing that when Gregorius' reinforcements arrive. And it's specifically a group of basically it's just a small ship, and basically the only important crew on board is 10 of those preacher specialists.
Chaplains.
Yeah, the chaplains in Astartes terms, basically, and they basically start walking with you yes, this makes sense, Emperor, everything Emperor.
Damn it, now we need to crank it up too. We can't have a non-soror that's be more devoted to us.
I mean, you've already had that this entire time.
Yeah, I know the chaplains of the Astartes version, but these guys aren't technically Astartes, therefore they aren't technically chaplains.
They're proto-chaplains.
And proto
I've called them preachers. So anyway,
Preachers of Iron.
As I go round, for expedient sakes, Magness will greet them warmly, and tell them to do whatever roles they are meant to do. Ensure that Tiger is informed about this. I'm sure he'll be pissy, but how devout are they really? Just and they know the God Emperor on Terra. Magnus is really pushing that upon the Golden Throne on Terra.
Yeah. They really are. They really appear to be ridiculously devoted to that. And actually, one of them confides to you that they're trying to figure out how much of your legion is as well.
Magnus smiles. He says nothing. He smiles. There's a little nod of his head, and he carries on with the. He doesn't want to say it out loud. Hopefully, he'll get the idea that, yes, I accept this, but I'm not saying anything. Yes, God Emperor be blessed upon you, my son. Bloody blah.
Anyways, that picks up. They'll be going with you, and you are now on your way to the system that you were told to go to obtain a dormant gate.
Out of curiosity, did any packages come for Magnus? Any deliveries? kind of weighty.
Something Felicia's never gonna touch, just like the Sister Battle power armor now.
A lot of baroqueness going on.
Did you order anything?
It's
What?
super power armor.
Yeah, my heavy power armor. I'm only wondering if it's turned up. That's all.
Did you roll for that?
I paid
Yeah, you
10.
rolled for it and then spent
I
influence to
paid
win.
10
Oh,
influence for it.
Oh yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Wait, we can
And-
actually pay influence to get shit?
He was going for something extreme, so he put the influence into it to force it through.
I mean, you can anyway for a better odds.
They'll have a spare. They'll have a specially modified spare plate for you. So basically,
It's okay. I mean, Magnus ordered it from
Yeah.
his home world to be built in their forges with his families, with the knights on it and the blessing,
it's gonna
It's-
take ages.
Yeah,
I mean,
was a
it's
year
not
ago.
mentioned it at the time.
It was a year ago,
We're
so
fine.
Okay.
It wasn't either.
We'll
Hopefully another
say
year.
that. We'll say that it was. Just for expediency's sake, we'll say that that has been delivered to you.
I don't mind if it doesn't. I can just grab another suit because I am aware I've asked for something that's from my home world.
Yeah, like I don't think it's gonna be from your world, but you can have the power armor. Basically, they'll just modify one of their ball plates for you to fit your size.
Yeah, you went for the best craftsmanship or the best craftsmanship with that.
Oh yeah, well Magnus. So Magnus wanted to be like when he has to face off with the Lord Inquisitor. He is pow. He is in just fucking awesome armor that has his family's heraldry along with the God Emperor's sigil and Eye of the
Yeah.
Inquisition, just reeking of holy fuck. It's an Inquisitor run. That's what he
So
wants the effect to
you-
be.
So you want to ascend to the Blinquisition then?
Mind you, this is only for when he is on the battlefield for the Inquisition. I'm not going to be
Okay.
walking around in it all the time.
I'll say that it has. I'll just say that the delivery crew had a remarkably expedient warp travel. They managed to get it to you, and now they're probably like stuck on the warp for like a decennia before they even get one system further. So, they spent all their good luck getting to you, and now have terrible luck getting back.
Oh,
You
so
have your armor.
Do I have the heavy power armor? Ooh.
They were so lucky in their travel time that the travel back, they're gonna be back, and it's gonna be 10 generations later.
I don't suppose they were also carrying a conspicuously present power glaive.
Did
I
you
know
reach your
of it.
acquisition one?
I tried once and I failed.
Oh, like me in the
I-
Praetor armor.
I never had the chance to try again, I think, because there was no good, stop.
I think the last thing we all got was way back still in the Electos Conclave. And afterwards, I think Magnus was the only one that got something because
He rolled
he
well.
spent influence to it.
Yeah.
And I don't
Anyway.
know if we remember, but Gregorius denied us fucking paper.
He did. I got my plasma gun.
It was not from Gregorius, though. I'm
Oh,
talking
no,
like
Gregorius,
way
Gregorius,
back when we
Gregorius,
were
sorry,
still a
sorry.
baby Inquisition.
But no, I don't think I was ever denied with Attila.
Spoiled brat.
Hey, the God Emperor just
Anyways.
loves Attila.
I'm gonna roll for how long your warp travel there takes. Magnus, Tiger will inform you that after the breach, he had one of his men check out if all the defenses of the vault were readily restored, and that he's left basically a squad of 10 men with explicit orders to not try and open the fucking door to stay on the station.
To be honest with you, I thought I'd already left men outside of the door to watch Domagos and Sister Sarah.
Yeah, but Yeah, but now he's like on permanent duty. There's like 10 that stay behind when the fleet leaves. And they've been ordered to never even try to open the fucking door because their plate is expensive.
Do not do it. Do
Can
not even
I
think.
meet the men beforehand?
Sure.
I would like to, as I meet them, is Tiger with me?
He can be with you if you
No.
want to. Okay.
So as I meet the men, do you want me to do expedient or do you want me to RP it?
Your choice.
I'll expedient it then. I want to give them the blessings of the God Emperor and do all the preacher shit and just like say that the God Emperor on Terra in the solar sector watches over you and he is, and I want to judge what their facial expressions are. Are they, so would that be
Okay, so like
scrutiny?
Okay, so with the helmets off, they look rather unflinching, and they claim they will do as ordered. So they will not try to open the vault, and they will guard it with their lives.
Okay. Magness lets them go. They clearly seem to be some of Tiger's boys. They are their hearts do
Psycho
not
conditioned.
yes, their hearts do not beat with love and devotion for the Emperor.
Bitch, this is 40k. Show me one heart that beats with love and not hate.
Every Imperial citizen's heart should beat with love for the God Emperor. If they do not, they're heretics, and we shall purge them.
Exactly. I mean, there is nothing but love for the God Emperor in
Fair
this person's hearts.
Fair play.
The God Emperor basically hoards all the love that mankind can offer.
He certainly does. We've got no love for ourselves or our fellow man. It's like, fuck you, down in the dirt. Pray to the God Emperor.
One thing that Latilla is going to try and do to make sure more people are, well, devoted to the God Emperor is she's going to start doing her morning exercises with basically in the ship's gym. So she'll basically be holding a yoga and physical exercises class all the while
it's
she's
like
playing.
several thousand people, right?
Yeah, who cares?
Like the gym is daily hard work. They don't have a gym.
It doesn't matter if there's a place for exercises. Latilla is basically going to be holding a class every morning where
Some
she's
of the
doing
elite
yoga.
soldiers will be there. That's basically it.
Yeah,
I have just rolled for how far into the real-time future you'll be going, and
We arrived before we left.
no.
We arrived
It's gonna take in real time. It's gonna take 6 months, but you'll only be spending 1 month in warp time.
Hey, nice.
There's got to be a cathedral on board this ship. There has to be by Imperial
Yes.
law.
And
So
You're an Emperor-class battleship.
Magness is going to be holding.
Top half of the ship is a cathedral.
Magness is going to be constantly, no matter how much it drains his soul, he is going to be in the cathedral preaching, and he will inform the crew that if ever they need inspiration, or they may take. Damn, should I say they can take time off to come to the cathedral? That'll piss Tiger off something chronic. Ah, fuck.
They may take time out of their mandated
Free
leisure
time.
hours.
Yes, brilliant. They can take time out their free time to come, and Magness will preach to them.
Considering that technically they are already ridiculously monastic, and probably one of their daily duties is like spend an hour in a cathedral or something.
It should be.
Sure.
1 hour praying in the cathedral, 1 hour cleaning the cathedral, 1 hour praying again in the cathedral.
So, can I roll? What would I roll to judge, like, over the month and all the time for however long I can do this? How can I judge who are devout, who are coming to extra sermons, who are using their free time to come here. Magness is trying to gain an idea of who's loyal and who's like, hang on, this sounds a bit odd. Didn't we get told the God Emperor's in whichever system?
It's the thing is not so much as that there's some people coming extra. It's more like some of them start spending more and more time with the preachers from Gregorius's detachments, and they seem to be a lot more following you directly as opposed to Tiger.
Good. This is going to go horribly for me. I can already tell. So, seeing as this is going to go horribly for me at one point. No, Magness won't wear the armor.
I got an character thing to point out. Yeah, Felicia's wearing a penal collar. They're not subtle any. How do you keep her from accidentally blowing that out of her? Unless you're going to confine her to a quarters.
You see, here's the thing. When I think of tech priests, I think of them wearing, those big robes that cover up. You're not exactly subtle anyway. So if you just pull your collar a bit up, you're probably hiding the collar anyway. So the collar of the clothing, I mean.
It's a new voice modulator. Inquisitor's orders. What subtlety on this on board? Everyone knows who we are.
We're 4 post-cell on this ship. Well, you are. I'm not.
I mean,
I just can't shake off the image of Magness and he's got like the line of Proto-Astartes ducklings following him around as he preaches.
Anyways, shall we skip forward to when you arrive in the system?
I mean, can I braid the armor if he's got a power glaive?
He doesn't.
For fuck's sake.
Hey, just think, soon you're going to get a xenose power glaive. Apparently is going to smite us in one hit, so...
I need exotic weapon training for that.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's only a -40 influence roll.
do you arrive in system now? Is that what we're time skipping to?
I'm scared.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm scared. I would like a grenade. I would like a grenade to go in my arm. I haven't had one in a while.
You can have a grenade.
It'll make me feel a bit
Oh.
better.
I'll hold off asking.
I just want my guns reloaded.
That's
Um,
another requisition.
By the way, did you have the Magos Doras with you on your new ship, or is he still with Elzak? And Ulfthane?
He's still with Elzak and Ulfthane. I would tell Elzak that if he needs his knowledge, he can ask him questions. That's fine.
Okay.
That's not a problem. But he is not to go because he can't. He knows too much. Until this is over, he knows too much.
The Magos as a basically he understands that you care about the mechanicism, that you are on his side. As a token of apology, and for the fact that you've basically ordered him to never carry weapons around, he's like, well, better be it in the position of one who at least is devout to rooting out tech heresy. So he has basically, if you have let him, he would have given Felicia his omniscient axe.
Magness doesn't tell her this, but he keeps it locked away in his own stash, and when the time is needed for her to be equipped with it, he will give it to... Well, he will get someone else to pass it to her, because she is not to come anywhere near him with it.
Slight problem, she's got to be within a kilometre of him because he's got the remote.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. You can stay within. Well, it would probably be using the ships as a broadcast, so we know. Like when you're on world on planet, you're normally not further than fucking 10 meters away. So it's fine. Like on the ship, I imagine it would use the ship's broadcast system. So
I really cannot believe you got her an high explosive restraining order.
Anyways,
I love she got it as a present for loyalty.
anyways, back to the run. As your fleet enters system, immediately just alarms start blaring all over the place. I assume you would be on the command deck here?
yes, I would. I would order a guard to be near my quarters with permission to grab the gear that is needed out of there.
Okay.
If this goes Pete Tong.
Yes. As the high alerts all start, basically what quickly gets relayed to you is that there is already a non-Imperial force engaged with the Necron fleet. And as far as they can tell, it's Chaos forces, and if they wish to be really specific, they guess it's Dark Mechanicum that are trying to loot the planet.
And here I was worried it's gonna be actual fucking word bearers.
It's worse.
Wouldn't that be coincidence, eh?
It is worse.
And as per usual, and they do, and basically, if you ask what you're about, what you can expect from it, probably that whatever they've got, they might have Chaos Titans with them, probably a couple of Chaos Space Marines that want to have, basically that want the good stuff, and just Dark Mechanicus are nasty.
Great. Do I know to warn about scrap code and we need to shut off our external
Felicia?
systems?
You know, the one who still sat in her room because of the high explosive restraining order?
Oh, I should imagine you're doing your whatever duties you have been allocated to do. I mean...
Basically...
Yeah, that's like an hour a day of maintaining my armor.
The Mechanicus of the ship are immediately like, okay, fuck, high alert. Turn every single defense we have against scrap code, turn it on.
Good,
And basically also immediate command goes to the breaches of all the citadels and all the ships, like, okay, start praying your fucking brains out.
Good. Magness can be oblivious to scrap code. Excellent. This is one worry he doesn't need to worry
I assume
about.
Felicia hears the panic.
Yeah.
She'll go out and offer what assistance she can with her lack of access codes. Probably menial labor. And this is how you do this, because she's got quite a bit of knowledge.
You're told to stay in your room. The guard just basically asks you, can you please stay in your room and make sure you do not get taken over by scrap code.
If you experience malfunction with your Wi-Fi receiver, please notify tech support.
Then I monitor my high-X collar.
Okay.
If that thing starts beeping like it's been away from the detonator for too long, I am gonna hack it open. Because I mean,
Okay.
Scrapco got it.
Okay. But yeah, it appears that the Dark Mechanicum, it appears some of their ships are in orbit, some of them are still fighting around the system against the Necron fleet. You can see only if basically the radar indicates that only a few Necron ships have been destroyed, but the Necrons have most definitively blown up a fuck ton of Dark Mechanicum ships.
Okay. I would like us to avoid the combat entirely. If we have to, we pick on the weaker ships. But let's not let the power balance get too out of whack here. Stay away from the weird ships that have weird shit all over them. I do not like what I see over there. Stay away from that shit. And I guess attempt to attack the planet?
Yeah. Advancements on the planet, you will need to be technically within firing range, because you'll need to be in orbit. Which means that technically any other ship can also basically get to your position, but you're taking a very defensive approach.
I would.
As a council, I would say to let them fight it out, and as soon as we see that one side is definitely gonna lose, we swoop in and deal damage, because we have
Yeah.
something like 17 fleets, right? So in a battle between two, the third guy always wins. So
Yeah, basically that kind of strategy. Don't like full on throw yourself in the middle, but basically stay on the edges and pick off what comes too close, because they're mostly focused on each other.
exactly.
Very well. We'll go with that.
Okay. As your ships come closer to the planet, basically all forces are like, okay, we are going down. Drop pods are basically being readied. Drop ships are being readied, and they ask you, would you like to be on one of the drop ships?
What do you say, guys? Do you want to be some of the first into the fight, or do you want to go in after the fight? Because we only need to get this and get the fuck out.
Oh, see, I really feel like we should all get us on mics.
To
Just
be
for
honest,
this mission. Look,
think
we
I'm
would like
worried-
mounted jousting and lances on it. It would be fine.
the thing that worries me the most about going in first is that, oh look, a fuck ton of Necrons. Yeah, no.
Oh look, a Chaos Titan! Marvelous. I mean, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, forget the Necrons. We got Chaos Titans inbound. It's like a regular Titan, but it's also a demon, and it's got warp weapons.
Hell, we don't even know what type of demons these are.
The Dark Mechanicus, they're all of them.
So, we strike team. We go in. We get the gear. We get out, or do we play the long game and just?
What Magness do?
He doesn't do area like space combat on the ground. Like normally he's just like keep my regiment alive.
Out of character, the thing is this doesn't have to be out of character, but we do know that we need to buy time so we can amass forces and let Elzak amass forces. So if we play the long game, it's possibly a better choice.
Good point. Good point. This might go terribly wrong, but that is a good point. Perhaps let the Necrons try and kill the Titans, and let the Titans make a hole for us. That will allow the Necrons' world to come more and more online.
Yeah, but if we do go down now, we're gonna be facing giant Necrons on one side, Titans on the other. So
They'll probably be fighting each other.
Yeah, Dark Titans are regular Titans with demons in them. It's just the problem is collateral damage.
So
There's no trouble distracting them.
the Necrons won't attack us unless we attack them, or we get too close into their territory.
We're going on a fucking tomb world. The whole world is their territory.
And it's under attack, so they would, they
They prioritize the attackers.
Not only that, isn't the thing we need basically their gateway to backup?
Yeah. Out of character, yeah. Yeah, it's like they're going to guard fiercely. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, if we leave it, that thing will turn online, and then we've got to turn it off again.
I mean, it's most likely already online.
I think
Necrons are slow to wake up.
I think we need to go quicker than slower.
Holy...
I think we gotta go fast.
If we go in ahead, I'll be right there with you, but shit's gonna be either way.
Oh fuck, tomb spiders. These are tomb spiders.
This is going. Ooh. I see Proto Astartes. Oh dear.
The thing I also see is that the thing that I'm also thinking is mostly we have 5 million Imperial Guardsmen, don't we?
You know what
I-
I see?
I
I see
think-
immortals and a pariah. I'm scared.
They're at the back. They're not. So we've got 1 million Tempestus Scions that are in this fight. Kind of.
Everything is basically being, unless you order them otherwise, they're throwing everything they have down on the planet.
I would keep as many
The thing is,
humans, like the guard, in reserve as possible. Just saying that they're unless if Tiger just wants to chuck them down to be a meat shield, Magnus would say, look, no, let's look at another way. Can we use a smaller group to?
He is mostly throwing his own men down there at the moment because
Excellent.
he knows like we need to book results, and if we throw the regular humans down there, things are gonna take too long.
Excellent.
He's keeping
T-shirts and flashlights. He knows the situation.
he's keeping the regular humans back, basically as reserves in case an enemy launches a boarding action or something.
Excellent.
But yeah, do you go down on the planet?
What does everyone think? Are we going?
I've got a high X restraining order, so I'm going with the pie. I'm actually not going to give my opinion because your pie doesn't trust me anymore, so I wouldn't have a reason to.
Well, no, this is out of character.
I don't care, I don't mind,
Do-
which is part of why I'm not giving up an opinion.
Out of character, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, what he said.
out of character, we are all gonna die. In character, we are all gonna die. So,
Fair enough. Only the insane have the strength to survive. We go in first. We will lead the charge. Not quite. But
Okay, please put your character tokens down on the map then.
at least let us be the second wave or third.
I will have.
You may choose to also take the places of the Astartes, and basically the lower half of the map is essentially everywhere you can place yourself.
So
can-
I will be
is-
wearing my power armor, and I will turn round to Felicia, and I'll have a soldier in between me, and I'll have an Omniscience axe in my hand, and Felicia, the Magos entrusted this to you. Your actions have led me to believe that I cannot trust you to have it. But I would feel disgraced if I did not give you at least a chance to take back your words. You will hand this weapon in once you reboard the vessel. And I pass the Omniscience axe to the guardsman. Just tell the guardsman, hand it to her, and then I walk away and board the ship.
Okay.
So I know I'm not piloting.
Yeah, no, you're not piloting. You're basically like in a large drop ship that just drops you and just drops squads all over the planet. You can also just see drop pods coming down directly on top of some enemy positions.
Right, so
Could I go there?
Jay, just to remind you, I am now +10 to shoot at Magnus.
I have a question. This place that I am it's considered high ground, right? But is this half cover, as in basically waist high, or is this a tall wall?
That is a tall wall.
Right over here.
And remember this, you've got to update your conversion field,
Why?
because you're not using that anymore. Your Icon of the Just is a better conversion field.
It has a target of 55.
Doesn't do the blinding effects, but it
Yeah.
has other powers.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I did not realise it was a different...
Icon of the Just is an Auto Malleus exclusive power field.
Ah, I will have to add that in.
and demons get a -10 to attack and focus power against you.
Yep.
I wish I could have gotten my senses, but you know.
Anyways,
Latilla, do you have a field, or is it Ulftane who didn't have a field?
think
I
Ulftane
do
didn't
have one.
have
I
one.
do have one.
Alton
Yeah,
doesn't have one, and
I have-
Sarah's got a
actually,
crappy one.
I have the whatchamacallit, the one that is 30 and under. Where is it?
Refractor.
Yeah, I have a refractor field.
Yeah, we both have refractors.
Okay, I'll give the conversion field to Sarah because she's a frontline fighter.
Thank you.
I was gonna say, isn't that a character
what?
thing? You have confiscated Felicia's gear. You can give out her conversion field. You
No,
have my
he
out of
wouldn't.
character blessing to do this.
He wouldn't. Like, you were equipped for battle. Magness wouldn't. He's not that much of a cunt. He wouldn't send someone
Can I just
into
ask
battle
what we
with.
do the combat next session?
yeah, that was
Yeah, we're
basically
doing
my
that.
plan. This is basically just we're rolling initiatives that the audience gets to see what exactly is on the field and what order you're all going in. Has everyone rolled? Oh no, wait, actually, I still need to roll for the. Hold on, let me quickly edit this. You know, never mind. I'm not gonna edit that. There's still called Sons of Electo. I haven't bothered to update that. Sorry.
That's fine.
We can't be sure of their loyalty.
Has everybody rolled?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And now the order is set. You can also yourself check everything that is on the board at the moment.
You got Liquid Price, scary.
And with that, I think it's best if we end the session here, and we'll do combat next time.
Excellent. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this episode and are looking forwards to the next one, where our team either makes it or we die hideously on some shitty ass desert world. So
Nah, you'll be fine.
I hope you can all stop in and check it out. So, take care everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Good night.